my stomach just knots up, and I'm realizing I have got to find a bathroom quickly. You know, one thing that I really love about the roofing industry is that I get to work with a lot of real estate investors that have properties all over Georgia. And a lot of the times what will happen is there's a house, it's about to go on the market, and they'll say, hey, we've got a leak, we need you to go figure out where the leak's coming in, see if the roof's damaged, we can get it replaced through insurance, get it repaired, whatever the case may be. And so I have a lot of really good relationships with realtors that trust me to, they'll let me, they'll give me the keys or give me the code to get into really, really nice houses all over Atlanta. And it's a funny thing because, at the time this happened, I was probably like 20 or 21, and I was going into like a multi-million-dollar house down in Buckhead, Georgia. If you know Buckhead, Georgia, it's like prime real estate in Atlanta. And I had actually just gotten back from a trip, a dream of mine. I wanted to go to India. Just something I always wanted to do. Wanted to see the Taj Mahal. And as you can imagine, I stuck out like a turd in a punch bowl in India. I mean, I did not fit in at all. I was out there with long hair and cowboy boots and a dip in my mouth. And the food was great and I had a lot of fun. But towards the end of the trip, I got a little bit of what they call deli belly. And for those of you that don't know, that means you get some kind of parasite. And let's just say my stomach was in uproars, to say the least. And so I was making frequent stops at the Quick Trip and making a not so quick trip to the Quick Trip, if you kind of catch my drift. And so I had this real estate agent I've been working with for quite a while. He sent me to this address, like I said, in Buckhead, and he said, "Hey, I want you to take a look. We've got a leak coming in. We figure out what kind of what's going on. It's not occupied, but I'm going to be listing it a little bit later on today. So, and I'm also going to have someone stop by and do a showing with them as well. So get in, figure out what's going on, and then get out because I want to show this house." I said, "Absolutely, that's no problem. Super professional." So, I get into the house. I'm kind of identifying the leak. I find the leak, and all of a sudden, my stomach just knots up, and I'm realizing I have got to find a bathroom quickly. And so I'm searching through the house, and I find this bathroom, and let's just say the plane didn't exactly hit the runway in its total. I mean, I had a little bit of a whoopsie daisy, as we would say down south. And what I realized soon after that, I was kind of trying to get things cleaned up, is that the smell was sticking out like a diamond in a goat. I mean, it was not good at all. And I was panicking, saying, "Oh my God, he's gonna be showing this house. I've got this bathroom kind of messed up." So I go to flush the commode, and as you can imagine, the house had been empty for a while. The water was turned off, and the commode did not flush. So now I've got a situation where I've got a shower of sadness inside of the bathroom. It smells terrible, and there's a showing in this house in, I don't know, a couple hours. And so I'm panicking, trying to figure out what to do. So I've got some buddies in that part of Georgia that work for the water company, and I called one of my buddies up and I said, "I don't know what the heck to do. I've got a little bit of a mistake here." He's like, "Well," he's like, "see if you can go outside and figure out where the water's runs to the house and see if you can turn it on." I went outside, FaceTimed him, could not find it. At this point, I'm thinking, man, this client that I have, this real estate agent, he's going to see that I've done this. I'm going to lose this connection, and I'm going to get a bad reputation for stinking up houses in Atlanta. And it hit me that what I needed to do was I needed to get some water, pour it in the back of the commode so it would flush, right? It doesn't run off electricity, right? So I then proceed to go next door and knock on the door, And I did kind of fabricate a story. I told the lady, I said, hey, I want to see if I can borrow your water hose for a second. I need to use it at the house next door. They're trying to list it. I need to wash something off real quick, which is kind of true, kind of not. And she's like, oh, baby, you go ahead. That's no problem. Thank God she was a Southerner. She had some Southern kindness in her. So I filled up this cup that I had in my truck, went in and made like 5 trips to the back and forth to the bathroom, got everything flushed down, and I wasn't really sure what to do about the smell, so I ran down to the store real quick and grabbed some of those little air fresheners, you know, the one, the kind of gelatin air fresheners. I set those up inside the bathroom and was just hoping and praying. You know, found the leak in the roof, got some pictures, wrote it up, sent it to the agent. And I called the agent and I said, look, I was like, man, I've got to apologize. I called him later that day. I said, I've got to apologize. I had to use the bathroom. I've been a little bit sick. I just got back from international travel. And I told him the story, and he's like, oh man, he's like, we didn't even realize that. He's like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I went into the bathroom and I saw all those little air fresheners, and I thought maybe somebody had been living in the house. I was about to have the cops come out and like patrol the house. I said, no man, it's nothing like that at all. It's nothing like that at all. So we're good to go. We're good to go. So anyway, make a long story short, in the event that you're ever, have deli belly and you're inside of a multi-million-dollar house, make sure that the toilet actually flushes first. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one.